I'd like to call the Village of Wolverine Lake Parks and Rec Board to order. Can I have pledge of allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Longbridge.
Here.
Jeremini.
Here.
Ingram.
Here.
Kane.
Here.
Schwartz.
Here.
Bogg.
Here.
Breakovich.
Here. Can I get a motion to excuse Kathy?
Motion to excuse.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get approval of the agenda, or is there any additions we need to add?
I'll move to amend the agenda to change meeting location from Clary Miller Park to 425 Glengarry.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get approval of minutes from July 22nd regular meeting?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I have no new chairperson report communications to the board. Call to public?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Chris Liebel. I'm on Tampa Street. First, I want to say you guys do a great job. I was on Parks and Rec many years ago, and I understand all the time it takes to plan and put together all these events. So you guys do a great job.
Thank you.
You probably don't hear that enough.
Thank you.
So my question, it's just a question here. I'm a pickleballer. So what is going on? I hear different rumors, and I kind of wanted to come and hear from the source.
Sure. So the village is going to be the blacktop in the main part of Clary Miller Park where the basketball courts are and the hockey rink. We have taken part of that, added some more blacktop surface, more asphalt, and we're going to be adding 4 pickleball courts there. So the south side, below the hockey rink, will be 4 pickleball courts.
So are you going to have basketball and pickleball?
There will be basketball, pickleball, and hockey.
Oh, there will be hockey, too?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Do you have a little pavilion with shade?
We have the main pavilion.
It's kind of far away, right?
Yeah.
You might want to think about that.
For
Just to have a pavilion with shade over there somewhere for people to sit around.
You mean for pickle, when you're playing pickleball?
When you're done playing pickleball, we kind of rotate in.
Oh,
So you're kind
got
of like
it.
wasted and you're
You're
like
talking
so
about,
hot.
like they have it at Richardson Center. They have
Yes.
that little area.
could look into some benches that have the umbrella kind of style on top.
Yeah, anything like that.
Maybe something like that.
And then what's the status of this tennis court?
So repairs are hopefully going to be done tomorrow, which is going to involve the same thing that was done at the blacktop, which is they're going to bore out any of the cracks, fill them in with asphalt. If there's anything underneath the cracks first, they will add base if needed or anything like that. And then after that, once it's all set, they will be putting the nets back up temporarily until the sports surfacing is being put on, and that probably won't happen until September. That's when they're able to come out. They're going to be doing the tennis courts and all the other courts all at the same time. And that will involve grinding to smooth everything out.
It's a big job.
And then laying down multiple layers of material
Yeah.
to
big
really...
job. So I kind of planned this Wednesday night thing, so would you say plan it for Wednesday, don't plan it for Wednesday, try another park?
Well, we will have, if this repair goes to schedule, the nets will be put back up. I don't know how playable it'll be or how comfortable one will be playing, because it's going to depend on the results of the repairs,
Yeah.
how much of a hump there is.
This is a beginner.
It's pretty casual. I mean, if you look at where the cracks are in that tennis court, some of them are in weird sections. It's probably still playable for low-level play. I wouldn't want to be
No,
ultra
no,
competitive.
we're beginner.
But as
We
you said
just-
in
yeah.
I saw your post, yeah, I think with what Dave likes to do and everything else,
Yeah.
it's probably, I mean, you can at least give it a go.
You know, we're fine.
Yeah.
The way it is now, we're fine. We're not good. So I'm still back to probably, can you make a call and go, can you make sure that's done by Wednesday night at 5?
It's beyond my,
Oh, it's
for the
beyond anybody's
contractors.
thing.
It's really depending on how long it takes them.
Oh, I see.
If they run into something, so when they bore it out, if they
Oh, I
find,
see.
oh, we need to bring in a ton of aggregate to put in some
Oh, okay,
base,
okay.
that might require, I mean, I
Maybe
would
I'll-
assume it should, because it's not, It's a lot smaller than the blacktop was. There aren't as many, the cracks are larger, but they're less frequent on the tennis courts.
Yep.
So I'm thinking it'll be a little quicker. And the schedule is that they should be done tomorrow, in and out tomorrow.
Really?
And then, yeah, they'll grind it out in the morning,
Oh, all right.
blow it out, clean it, and then dust it probably, and then fill them in the afternoon. And then they'll be set by Wednesday, no problem.
Oh,
And then
okay,
the
well, I'll
tennis
just
court-
go by there.
According to my notes
Yeah,
from
all right.
Wednesday's meeting, that's what he said.
I'll just go
So,
by there on Wednesday morning and
Yeah.
call it.
And then they'll put the nets right back up?
That's the plan for, and then, yeah, it'll be temporary that there's this repaired surface that isn't
Yeah.
perfect yet, but yeah. So in the meantime, just like how the hockey players are using the hockey rink that's been repaired, even though they put
Yeah.
up a temporary net themselves, or a fence themselves.
Yeah.
So they can still use it even though it's not up to what it was, or isn't up to
Yeah.
what we want it to be.
One thing I'd like to beg y'all for is next year when you do the contract for the porta potties, please put one there by the tennis courts. Maybe it's nobody's ever asked you before, but
Never
it's
have.
embarrassing for me to say, oh, by the way, there's no bathrooms there, so go potty before you leave home.
We don't
You know.
have, does the village put up porta
Yeah,
potty?
yeah, puts up a porta potty at on the
I knew the
Enston
Metro,
side.
yeah.
So there's no reason why we couldn't.
And then
Yeah, it
the
makes a lot of
BMX
sense.
track is there too.
It makes a lot of
so-
sense. You're absolutely right.
So,
It's
and
just
you
an
already
oversight.
have a contract, because there's one by the Veterans
Yeah, there's
Association.
no reason why we can't get another one and they're
All
not
right.
expensive. Yeah, no, totally.
Make a motion, do whatever you need to do.
I'll just let Dave know. and he'll-
Okay, very good. Oh, one thing I'd like to bring up, I knew this would happen with the Richardson Center courts, and I just kind of wanted to bring this up for discussion. They're very, very nice courts. So what happens is all the really good players, I'm sure are not from this area, come and play on those courts. They're not very nice. And we had this great, Mark's played with us before, we had this great community thing going, just play, screw around, learn, get a little bit better. It's not a big deal. Have fun. You know, you can't do that there. So that's kind of, I just wanted to plant that in your brain. I don't want that to happen with the new courts. I don't know how. Maybe we can put up a sign, village people only, bad players only.
The bad players only one would probably be okay. The village people one would be a problem, but the bad
Yeah.
people players one would be acceptable.
Or maybe we could put beginner courts only or something like
I mean, I
that.
think, my hope is that because of the kind of structure it's going to be, where it's not just pickleball there, and because it's only 4 courts instead of 8, that it will tend to be the second option in a sense, and give people that want to play at a slower pace an opportunity to do so, while the Richardson ones can be for the
Yeah.
pros, and let them
Yeah.
go to town after,
Because it doesn't bother me. I paid for those courts and I can't really play for them.
Right, yeah.
Paid-
Right. Can't do that.
But the tennis courts, they're going to be lined for pickleball too, right?
I don't believe so.
Oh, see,
I
that
think
would
we're
be
doing it just for
insane.
tennis because we're going to have the pickleball courts at the pickleball, at that site, so
I would,
the lining would be, if we want to talk temporary lining or something with tape, we could probably do that, but at this point, as I understand the way that we're structured the contract, we were just going to line them exclusively for tennis at this time, because we will have 4 tennis court, or 4 pickleball
well,
courts available.
more tennis players are saying I can't find anybody to play with because everybody's playing pickleball. So it wouldn't cost you that much more to line the damn things.
I don't think it's
just-
going to be at
yeah.
all. I'll email our engineer
Yeah.
and see what he has.
And then we just have another option. People could still play tennis, you know, but I don't want them sitting vacant when everybody's waiting to play pickleball. Just fun community pickleball. Good? All right. Potties and lining. That's all I'm asking for. Okay? Good.
See what we can do, yeah.
All righty.
Thanks for speaking up for the local
Thank you.
pickleballers.
Now, the park hours for pickleball, is it going to be just like the park hours? I don't know what the park
That
hours.
might get amended because of the hockey players.
Oh, okay.
The hockey players have asked in the winter if we could maybe consider changing the hours from dusk, because dusk is 5:15, and they're not even done from work. And we are considering maybe setting up that court, just those courts, to maybe give them a little extra time.
Like
That would
for
be a-
lighting, if they're going to bring their own
They
lighting.
used to bring your own lighting, but the ordinance, we'd have to amend the ordinance. But, yeah, we're considering doing that. But, yeah, the hours would otherwise be as they are in the park, so, yeah.
Bounce.
Sorry, I've never been to one of these.
That's okay.
So, hi, my name is Aislinn Kurtzel, and I came because I'm looking to possibly buy a table for the upcoming corn roast. And I was told, correction, my mom was told, that I needed a recommendation or to know someone on the board to buy a table. So I came to ask about that.
Sure, what are you selling?
I crochet, so this is one of my little creations. It's a backpack buddy, so it goes wherever you are. And then bandanas. So this one is in the color of Walled Lake Western. So I'm working on making ones in the colors of local high schools. And then I also make bags and things like that.
Sure. Here's a application vendor form.
$25?
You
The
should
fee
make
is
them in blue and
$25.
orange for the village.
Ooh, I would do that. That sounds fun.
The fee is $25. About the week of the event, you'll get an email from me explaining your lane assignment and everything else. If you have any questions, my email's at the bottom of that page.
All right.
And you can just email me directly and I'll answer anything you need.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you there.
Any new business? Okay.
Let me wait. Let me think.
Well, I mean, we have stuff from last week that it's not on here that I have to bring up. Like the blood drive, is the blood drive?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
It's in there.
that's in there for continuing business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, continuing business, Tuesdays in the Park. Kathy?
You are not serious with that.
Oh, okay, no. I think it went well, right? Did you have more kids this time than the week?
It
month
seemed
before?
like it was kind of light, but I think it's vacation.
Well, we had more kids than we had at the previous one, the climbing tower. But I would say may have been lighter attended this year overall.
Oh, okay.
It could just be perception, I don't know. But it just kind of felt that way, but maybe I'm way off. But everybody seemed happy.
Summer garage sale, Mark, how did that go?
A little light, in my opinion, on the number of houses this year, but there weren't any complaints on social media or anything like that, which is probably generally the best you can take from it for something that doesn't cost us anything, and it's entirely depending on who's got stuff to sell. It seems like it went fairly well overall, but it was not a lot of homes, something like 20.
Yeah.
What do we usually have about?
We get usually in the 30s or once in a while in the 40s, and sometimes like you'll have huge subdivisions in the village that'll pretty much all sign up, and some of the condos and things, but they haven't done that this year, so.
Fishing contest.
Fishing contest went great this year. We had over 60 people register. If I recall correctly, it was around 24 to 25 entries for different fish that were caught, weighed, and recorded by us. I did get together the winners from our sheets. I'll be sending that over to Ted this week, just so that he knows what prizes to get, because he likes to tailor prizes in the case of repeat winners and so on, because we do have a couple of those every year. Other than that, I think we discussed getting new scales, something that's a little bit more accurate, something that might be more humane for the fish, besides just throwing them in a tub and having them flop around. But beyond that, the only other critique as well, I just thought of it as I was going to wrap up. One person did comment that they did miss the participation trophies, the little certificates we give to all the children. So I don't know how we want to quite do that, whether we just hand out blank ones that are already pre-signed with an electronic signature to make it less...
Do you want the village to buy you a stamp as this committee?
No.
Chair of?
No. No, nothing like that. So We'll figure it out. I'll talk with Paige and see what we can do for that. But
So do they usually get them there?
yeah, so for the kids that
When they-
registered beforehand, they would
register,
get
then they get
them.
'em.
And then for the kids that would show up in same-day register, 'cause a lot of people same-day register, I think about like a third of people this year same-day registered. We have to fill them out all by hand, and that can get very, it's just a lot. It's just very tedious, because I remember Lori was just sitting there doing this for like 20 minutes.
So I have a suggestion for
Sure.
that. So when they're done registering, you could just text a list to me. I can print them out on my printer and run them over.
Yeah, we could do that too.
You know
Or
what I
just
mean?
print 'em
It's
out in
like-
Could you
real
get
time.
them, like, I don't even know if they have them.
I
You know
mean,
that you
it's-
get the middle medals? You can get like an
Oh, yeah,
Oreo
like,
tray?
or like the little pins.
But I wonder if they have one that has a fish on it, or,
And then they don't have a name
don't
on
know.
them.
Yeah, they don't have
Or
a name on it.
They don't
but
have a name on
little-
it,
That's a
and
good
we could always
idea.
do like the year as well.
Yeah, that's a good
for the
idea.
pins.
I think the other reason
Yeah, that way you don't have to,
some people do
fill it
like the
out.
certificates because they've gotten them year over year, after year, after year, after year. And that's, so for some of them, they have the collection essentially of them. So that's been the standard for, I think this was the first year that we haven't had them.
well, maybe the ones who
That's the only reason
who are
why.
late, you get the medals for.
Yeah, we'll figure it
Yeah.
out. But that was the other comment I had from one
I
parent.
would just say that make them available upon request.
There we go. Available upon request.
Because half the time we do end up with, let's say there's 30 kids, maybe 15 get the certificate, and then you have 15 sitting there because they didn't care, or they didn't come to the launch at all.
Exactly.
And so and then they're not just going to come to the village just for a certificate. So you
No.
always have several left over that are signed and everything, but weren't taken.
But other than that, that was it. There was another comment as well about someone wanted to do goodie bags of fishing equipment. We already have a lot of those just in the boxes, so, and it was one person that requested it, so I just did, a couple of each and then sent them on their way. There could be a potential for further partnership with Lakes Area Bait Shop with that, but I don't know what that would even begin to look like.
Well, if you could talk to Ted early for next year and say, hey, can you talk to some of the suppliers of lures and things like that and hooks? Because if you apply with them, or these companies early enough, they'll just throw out some free swag. And that might be the way to do it. And that way it wouldn't cost anybody anything except for the
Yeah,
big
so
wigs.
instead of in June, because June is when I
Yeah.
talk to Ted every year, so like maybe May.
you're talking about
I
January,
would,
right?
I would go out early.
Because
Oh,
usually,
really?
I would even when you go talk to Ted about the prizes more thoroughly, I would actually just say, hey,
Next
can
year.
you start contacting them? When do I need to talk to you about contacting them for next year? And then, because they do need a lot, the bigger the corporation, the more lead time they want
Okay.
for a lot of these kinds of things.
Sounds
like
good.
Myers and all them, they do all their stuff in January. Not that that's fishing
But
equipment.
like when I was first doing it, I was looking at talking to like Dick's Sporting Goods, and they need at least, I think it's 6 months or something like that, to even consider you
To give you
for
the,
anything. So
free
whether it's
stuff
money
or swag.
or prizes or just anything to throw in, so.
Okay. Perfect, thank you.
corn roast. Kathy? What you-
Did you order the corn, Cody?
Yes,
Okay.
You ordered the extra corn?
yes, I did order the extra corn because I wrote down the number and updated Springbrook on it and said, hey, can we make that bigger? I will reach out to them again before the end of the month, just to make sure everything is all good to go. And beyond that, I think the time I told them was 11 for them to deliver, so an hour prior to the start.
Don't it? Oh, is that enough
fine.
time for
Yeah.
soaking?
Yeah, it just needs about an hour for it to soak, if that even, to really start.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Cool.
And Linda, do we know how many have signed up yet?
No, not yet, I'm still afraid to
Okay.
ask.
I checked on Thursday,
Where were we at?
1,
Okay.
and 0 for the pie eating.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot
Zero for
of
the pie
flyers printed
eating.
out.
So I just
You guys
posted-
Well,
can
that's
pick the
because
places to put them. I can give you a couple of them and hoping to get them spread around town at different places or,
Can we
I posted it on Nextdoor as well today,
oh, okay.
so hopefully that'll,
Okay.
it's a broader audience, because it doesn't matter if they're village people.
Right. Yeah, they can
Right.
play.
Yeah.
Right.
Do we have access to the participants from last year? Maybe contacting them and reminding them?
Give them a personal invitation.
Or just
Yeah.
like an email blast?
I have their information.
Don't bring a friend.
Always wait till the last minute.
Yeah, usually people, it's, yeah, in their mind, it's really not that far away, but in their mind, it's September, it's like,
Usually, yeah.
Okay. We all did inventory last Tuesday when we were there, so Diane's good on what she needs to order, got the concession stuff. Do we want to meet one last time, like the week of, at the park, just to
I think so.
finalize?
I think
and-
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So Monday is Labor Day. Do we want to do, I mean, I'm pretty open, Tuesday or Wednesday? The 3rd or the 4th?
Probably Wednesday for me.
Yeah, I can't do Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do Wednesday.
Wednesday, the 4th, do we want to do like 6 PM, just so we're not,
Yeah.
6 PM work for everyone?
6
Okay.
PM on Wednesday?
Yep.
Okay, that's good.
Work session,
Here?
yeah. Park.
Park.
That's where I went today, because it said the
Same.
park.
Same.
We're like, why did they go to the park? We couldn't figure it out. It's right there.
All right, so Wednesday,
You say 6, right?
9-4 at, or is it 9-4 or 9-5? Yeah, 9-4 at 6 PM at Clara Miller.
Brian, do we have an update from, about the boards, by any chance?
I'll talk to Brandon again. I talked to him at the planning meeting back in July, and he was busily working on them, so.
Okay.
And I volunteered to help him assemble them.
I'm sorry,
He'd been running them through his laser to put all the graphics on them and had all that all done. And I said, well, if you need help just assembling them, I'm happy to help, so.
Yeah. I am as well, so just let me know.
Awesome.
If anybody has invoices to submit that they need a check for the day of the event, you need to get those in by September 4th,
I do.
so because they will be doing the check run the next day, so.
What date? The 4th?
September 4th, by the end of the day, September 4th.
So does that include the prize money for the cornhole tournament, the cash?
That's cash. That's, no, this is for checks, if we
Okay.
need a check.
When do I?
I would probably just email Jennifer and check with her, or the office, and say, we're gonna need X number of dollars,
And the money that was released, the 10K, that includes the prize money, right? It's not separate?
Well, is the prize money dependent on how many contestants you
Yeah,
have?
yeah.
Well, yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, that day, because
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
have
Oh, it's all
signed
within
in,
that.
I
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
have the
yeah.
maximum amount, and then it'll be adjusted accordingly and returned back that didn't get dispersed.
yeah.
Somebody told me, and I haven't seen a flyer, does it say there's a set amount?
Yeah.
Yes, it says
Yes,
there's a set
first, second,
amount,
third.
the asterisk by it, and
Okay.
that asterisk says may change
Okay.
based on
Yeah, they didn't tell me
participation.
that.
So we put a little disclaimer in it
Yeah,
this year, just to make sure. in case
How did you
people-
have pre-registration last year?
We had pre-registration, but we had more people sign up at the event than
Yeah.
pre-registered. Yeah. But we still didn't have a full docket, because it had more teams. So,
And as far as we know, will there be any construction?
No, there will not be.
Okay.
Yeah, we're hoping it'd be done by then. Now it's looking like it's not going to start by then.
I'm not surprised.
The following Monday, we will be starting.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay then. Actually,
Yeah.
it'll work
That
out.
works
I'll go ahead and tell you guys now, the company, they've been having the pre-construction meetings with them. The big thing for this company is, of course, they are in extremely high demand. They're really good at what they do. They have a lot of clients, and a lot of those clients are schools, and schools really want their stuff done before school starts.
Sure.
We don't have that issue, so they're like, can you wait? And then it was like, well, at this point, you're not going to be done if you start now anyways, and we really don't, I don't want,
Want
I
it
know you guys don't want
halfway.
a bunch of security tape and all that stuff and tripping hazards and all that chaos. So it just made more sense for them that they can start in September. They should be able to get it completed. The rubber should be able to be poured in place and everything else, and the temperature should be still warm enough overnight for that to set. So all that will be done after the corn roast. So for next year, we'll have to figure all these new things out. But for this year, we're good.
Great.
There won't be any stakes in the ground or anything like that to worry about tripping over. So
Okay.
I'm just putting a note that.
Do we have enough like volunteers for like the pony ride, the
They
animal?
bring their own people.
Oh, they
Yeah.
do? Oh, okay.
I did get a message from somebody who's 8th graders in some kind of NHS thing who's going to help out. And then
Okay.
I said, tell his friends.
Yeah, 'cause
so-
those guys are great at
And then
setting up.
I'll
My kids
email,
did.
I'll email the high schools as well as we get a little closer
Okay.
to see if we get some more
Yeah.
for the older kids as well.
Anything else? Good. Blood donation drive, Mark.
It is scheduled for September 18th from 12 to 4. We have 28 slots on the schedule. 2 have been filled so far, so we do have a little bit of a start going. Flyer has been posted on Facebook, sent to the office. I know they're going to get that into the emails and stuff. Yeah, so we're up and running. Their goal this year is low, it's 15 units. That's what they're hoping to get, so hopefully we'll be able to do that. As a nice little kickoff to this, and the plan is, should everything work out, that we would then make this a quarterly event, so that we can be a regular contributor. I did have somebody reach out to me, talking about how in their family, they have a person who's regularly needs transfusions, so it doesn't just affect, it's not just a general term in the state, it's affecting people, your very neighbors, it can be affecting, so there's shortage. Yeah, it turns out, I just happened to be on the website today for Versity that Wisconsin is also experiencing a shortage, so it's happening all over the country, but we can at least help here.
Is that going to be held down here?
Yeah.
We said the 18th, right?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Is that Saturday,
It's a Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yeah, it's the same day we're meeting for the corn roast.
Oh, yeah.
Day before, or day after,
You said,
Not the corn
Oh, no.
roast stuff.
you said 9/18.
9/18.
September 18th.
Oh, 18. Sorry, you're saying the 4th.
Oh, yeah, no, the guy might be, in fact, he might be, the representative from Versity might be able to attend the corn roast and set up a table, which would be great, because then
Yeah, get some
he
people.
could direct recruit there as well.
Holiday decorating contest. I was talking with Cody because I had notes. Did we set a deadline date? We were going to change our meeting. Is that what I have, correct? Deadline for the 25th? And change our meeting to the 28th.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we're going to do a meeting on the 28th, and the deadline was the 24th.
Yeah, that's what I had.
Yeah, just like it says on the,
Oh, it is on the 24th.
yeah. That way that there's none of those that sneak in on the 25th at the end of the day after Paige has gone home kind of thing. This way, if they do get sent late,
Yeah, she can.
she'll still be able to get them to us before the weekend. And then we cancel our regular
Yeah.
PNR meeting.
So is that something I have to do, remind her of, or
What do you mean?
that we're canceling our regular meeting and have a meeting on the 28th?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt for,
Okay.
but she's aware if she needs the minutes. But, yeah.
And then did we set one up for Christmas?
I don't have anything in my planner, but I don't.
I think we said we were going to keep that one tight because it's
Yeah, I remember us, we wanted
the
to,
16th is our Monday, is our meeting in
Yeah.
December, and nobody's going to want to meet on the 23rd.
Yeah.
So we're probably just going to make the deadline the 12th of December, since people tend to get their Christmas decorations up pretty quickly anyways.
Yeah.
And so, and just do the same thing. The 12th is the deadline. That way, in case there's any late ones, we'll still be able to see them before a meeting. And that would just be our regular meeting.
Yeah. Snacks with Santa, it's just right around the corner, right?
Santa's going to be here. As far as that's all I got. Won't be thinking about that till after the corn roast.
And not that the dates change, but it's a different
The
day.
dates are fine.
I mean, it's usually that first week. No, it's-
Well, yeah, but it's a Sunday this year, remember?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, because we couldn't get,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just figured it was weekly.
It's a Sunday this year. We'll see how it goes.
Did the bunny lunch get dropped off there?
No.
But it's not for,
That's not till next.
That's not until 25.
I get, they get dropped off as they.
I think so, because we didn't want something to
because we didn't want
happen.
the same thing to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets dropped off by month. By the December.
Additional events.
Just to light up the lake boat parade for next July.
Oh, and the mural I have down here too.
Yep.
So with the mural, is that something that has to be written up and then take to
It wouldn't hurt to have.
Dave or-
Suggest that being included.
write something up about what we want for the mural? And-
You mean like the rules? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, like what
The
it-
rules and.
More of a proposal of what you
Of
want
what
to
you
do.
want.
Okay.
I mean,
Proposal and
they
then-
design it, are they also gonna paint it? Because like
Right.
somebody could be a drawer,
So we're
right?
giving this to Dave? Wouldn't it be
You would- well,
something you're bringing it here and
You'd bring it
discussing?
here, yeah, and then
Okay.
bring it to Dave, but we'd first send it to Dave just for is there anything we need to be concerned with? Are there any things in terms of wording or legalese?
Because it's been I think they did it for the logo or something, do you remember them? We're talking a long time ago.
What?
Like the when they wanted to do the logo, wasn't the village person that designed the new logo? Well, that's not new, but
Was it a contest?
I thought there was a contest for the
I
logo.
thought there was
one
a
year.
contest for some reason. Was that Wild Lakes?
Well,
I
that's
think
what
that
we're
was-
talking, so-
Yeah, I think it was a contest.
Yeah, that's what we're talking, the mural would be like a contest.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a contest.
I kind of found two different kind of official rules. One was pretty simple for a high school, didn't have a lot of legalese in it about if we ever use your image to do whatever, and then there was another one that was more complicated. But some of the things that it talks about is deciding on the theme, which I thought maybe we could brainstorm at some point on the themes that we might want to do. And then again, talk about, do we want the artist to submit the drawing as well as paint it? Or do we want them to submit it and then we commission an artist out for bid is another way they've done those, to come in and actually paint it so that you don't have to have an actual artist making
Because
the
somebody could be a
contribution.
draw-
Somebody
yeah.
could put a drawing with the, ideas and things like that, and then it could be commissioned for someone to actually paint it and, come up with it. So that's another thing. What's the prize? We didn't talk about there's any prize other than having their drawing done on there. And if they're going to paint it themselves, do we contribute some of the cost for the supplies, set to a specific limit? So we haven't really talked about a budget, so there's just a lot of questions, so I don't know if we just need to put it on the agenda and come back to it with any suggestions. Novi held one too.
Oh, they did?
Yeah,
Oh.
so-
Can we go see? Do you know where it's at?
Well, they did it for all over their community.
Oh, did
So the
they?
businesses kind of volunteered their space.
Oh,
And so then they asked for the artist, and so then they tried to match the artist with the space available. And
oh, that's cool. I want to go see.
I didn't write what the theme was, but it was diversity, inclusion, the future kind of thing for the community. And they have quite a few around them. There was a podcast that they actually interviewed the person who ran the contest. So she lists all the parks and everything like that some of these were at. And but they were all semi-permanent, which means that they were made with they weren't protected once they were painted. So they're going to go away very quickly. But that was a purpose, so that they continue to do, and change them out, and, it was very community-oriented to the community painting them, and was rather involved, but they have quite the team working on that.
Do the artists make the proposals for the murals, or do people submit them and then they commission artists? 'Cause I think that's the big question.
I believe that Novi's actually let the artist actually do.
Make their
if I remember
proposals.
right, yeah. I read about a lot of them, and there was a lot of that were, different ways, depending on the budget of the
Yeah, and the other
contest and
thing too
things
is,
like that.
teams, do we allow, like, say a husband and wife want to submit a logo, or not logo, mural. Sorry, we're doing the same exact thing. We're also doing a contest. For the mural, do we want to allow, like, again, like husband-wife duos or things like that to participate, or do we want one person?
There was one group who limited the number of people to 5 that you could have in your group, and they,
I think that's fair.
Yeah, especially if they're painting a mural, you need
Yeah.
more than one
Yeah.
person.
Yeah,
They're just
exactly.
gonna
yeah,
take a
and that's
long
the other
time.
thing, once you get the theme, it's like you can have the community come and paint it. So you're asking the kids and all that, and you set them up with brushes, and you do the whole, everybody take turns, it's been printed on there or chalked
like a
on there or
color
whatever, and then the community comes and the kids all get a hand in it and get their picture taken and, things like that, and then somebody comes after them and kind of outlines
Fixes
things
it.
and touches it up and makes, there was one group that's the way they held theirs, but, yeah. So, and then we were talking about where it should be, and if we need to look at keeping it out of the direct sunlight, if we want it to last and to be a permanent kind of mural, which also will need to be treated after the paint is it's been painted. And before we even do that, we have to make sure the surface has any repairs or anything, and be professionally prepared, with solvents and things like that before we'll paint it too. So there will be some cost associated with that. So, and some actually limited students, ninth grade to 12th grade. Like I said, some of them opened up the whole community. So there's lots of different variations to how to hold it and who can participate.
We're sure going to talk to somebody that
I don't know, I forgot.
was it Val?
Well, Val handled the one for the DDA
Oh,
or
okay.
something she had.
Yeah.
She had murals painted.
Yeah.
There were, I don't remember how many. I think they did the sunflower garden. They had that big mural on the building right across from Mercer Beach.
Oh,
Remember it had a picture of the lake and
yeah.
all the businesses? She did that one. I think there were, I don't have to ask her. But I think they had somebody professional come in and do those. Yeah.
It's just a contest, I guess. I would think the contest would be, I don't know what we'd have in our budget. Contest, I would think, was have somebody draw, and then somehow we've got to get it on the building.
I mean, my personal opinion is I like the idea of the community involvement, but you don't know what it's going to look
Yeah.
like afterwards. And if we're going to have it there, I would prefer to see it commissioned, like have a big to-do over the winter, with a ribbon cutting ceremony or something, and then have professionals actually do.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
personally.
especially if it's someone who wants to stay permanently.
Yeah,
To,
yeah, I'd hate to see somebody have to come in
rotating.
and, a circle is now like that, an amoeba, But I think we could still make a big to-do about it, do the ribbon cutting.
Yeah.
Have the person who, won the contest, cut it, cut the ribbon.
than the actual reveal at the Corn Fest of the
Yeah.
finished painting.
Yeah, that would
The
be.
winner there.
That would be so cool. Yes.
Yeah, so do a little ceremony, award ceremony.
Yes, and have it all covered up, all hidden. Big secret. Don't pay attention.
Fireworks
to that
going
guy
off,
behind
we
the
have pyrotechnics going on.
We got a guy for the pyrotechnics, so we can do that.
We gotta go.
Yeah,
We do actually have a guy.
Maybe just a bubble machine. I mean,
yeah,
Here we go. We have a guy for that too.
it's a popcorn.
yeah. I'm excited about that. I think that's such a great idea.
Yeah, any themes? Does anybody have anything off the top of their head?
I think something aquatic. something-
Lake life, village life.
Yeah.
Well, see, I was thinking lake life, but what percentage of our community doesn't live on the
Well,
lake?
maybe you say
I just don't-
life in the,
So village life, yeah.
Village life.
Village life.
And if they, I mean, it's almost likely that they're going to put something with the lake, but they could
Yeah.
put
Village.
special things in the village, whether it's the GI or what if something on the park or what have you. Just, yeah. Could be pictures of birds.
The eagle. Could be the eagle.
A bunch of geese doing their business. in the yard.
eagle.
Yeah, there's always options.
All those things. Sailboats. Okay. So what about budget? How do we budget a new event?
Supposed to be for next year, right? So-
Well, I
How do
think
we ask for it? How do we include
we
it?
have to, I
Well,
would
we would just
say,
include it in
In
the
next year's
budget meeting.
budget.
It won't be coming up till May.
Oh, okay.
But, so we have time to kind of figure out what would that cost and is it something that we need to cut out as a new line item or can that just come out of like other events? Because we do have so many in there.
I think it'd be a one-time only.
Yeah, I would
So
think
it wouldn't
so.
be a repeating event.
Once every
We'd have to
year.
figure out
It needs
how
to be
much
funded.
it would cost to commission somebody to paint it.
yeah, I think we'd have to like look into that.
Yeah,
Oh, I
I'll
know,
look
I
into
was
that.
gonna find out, the guy from Detroit that does murals, I was gonna reach out to him.
Maybe he can give you like.
Yeah,
budget-ish.
yeah. I forget his name.
I don't know what the size of the, did we say what
I
size of the
haven't,
building?
I haven't
Oh.
done it. But it doesn't have to be the whole building either.
No.
I mean, the whole side.
When you said you didn't want it in the sun, which way would that be then?
Well, we said at the last meeting, the east side, which contains an electric box, if I'm right. Is that true? The east side?
Oh, I can't,
Or
It's
is
the
it?
south.
I don't think so, that's the south side. It's got
That's the south side that faces
Yeah.
the
The
neighborhood,
east side, I don't
right?
think
The east
has
side faces
anything other than
soccer
the
field.
fence.
East side has some windows and some ventilation, but that's about it.
Windows and ventilation.
But as you were saying, if we want to preserve it from the sun, it might make more sense to
Right,
sit at the
which
south
leaves
side.
us that side to the neighborhood, but doesn't give a welcoming effect when you enter the park from that way. You know what I mean? I like the idea because when you come in the park from Brisbane, you'll
Yeah.
see it and you keep approaching it as you get closer, whereas you put it on that side, you really will only see it if you're on the bike path or in the neighborhood's backyards.
I think you'll have the most space on the east side.
Yeah, I think the east
Oh,
side
yeah,
is
yeah,
a better
it's a
side.
big wall.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just, we'll have to expect some.
Well, if you coat it after the painting, it should last.
Yeah,
Just avoid red paint. Red fades the most.
yeah, I read that too. that don't do that. Okay, well, I'll do some research into the commission price and get a size and come back with some more.
Okay. Diane, your light parade.
what am I doing?
The light parade.
Oh,
Parade.
so
I don't know
the
what I-
Light Up the Lake Parade. So, actually, we had that canoe, or the kayaking
Kayak.
thing over the weekend, which was so fun, by the way. And it
Was
just
that
kind
a
of,
group? Because somebody was texting
Yeah.
on Facebook like, I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, there were like 30 kayaks out there or more, yeah.
yeah, it was fun, wasn't it, Amanda?
So was it a group that got to, was it the ladies?
Yeah.
or
It
girls?
was just an event that was thrown out there on the Wolverine Lake Girls page.
Oh, okay,
to
that's what I
Whoever
meant.
wants to invite their friends, participate. It wasn't private or anything.
I
Yeah.
just didn't know because somebody, well, I didn't know about it.
Oh.
But it was so fun to see like all the kayaks out there.
Yeah, somebody posted like, what's going on
Yeah.
here?
So anyway, when I was doing that, I went, oh wow, this is like wetting my whistle for like Light Up the Lake night. So I have to pick a date. It's going to be after the fireworks. It'll probably be the end of July. And everybody will decorate their boats in lights, and we'll have a prize, the first, second, and third, place prize. And we'll be stopping at different locations for pictures, for some food. I don't know what else. I've been looking at it, but I don't remember exactly what it said. Not there yet. But I don't know. What do you think, Brian?
Yeah, I think it'd be a fun event.
I love when sailboats light up their mast.
Oh, I guess I was thinking my pontoon, but yeah.
Yeah.
Why do that one?
I love it when I see sailboats up there with the mast,
Okay,
the
now
sails
we're
all
talking.
lit up. It's so beautiful. They did that up in Sutton's Bay when I was up there for 4th of July. It was super cool. Yeah, a bunch of
how are you envisioning needing volunteers for that?
Judges, right?
Judges, yeah.
Are you going to get people around the lake since everyone's going to be, you know what I mean? It's
Yes.
not really I'm just
So
trying to
we'll
think.
have different spots. Well, I don't think they're going to have to stop, but for photo ops and stuff like that, because I'll get my sister for photography because she could do long exposure, so you can get the lights, on the boat. So it'll just be kind of a drive-by thing. I don't know, I have to really think about, I have to see what other people have done for that. And then at the end, everybody, has maybe a potluck or something like that.
How was the boat parade done back in the old days?
That was for the 4th of July.
Right, but
Yeah.
what was done then?
You decorated it, and then they just went around the lake.
It was just a set time, right? And
Yeah, it
you showed up.
wasn't,
There's no contest, right?
there was no contest, no.
Sometimes you get down there in time and see it, and you don't know you were there.
Well, the problem with that is it was on the 4th of
Yeah.
July. And as you know, the 3rd of July, nobody showed up on the 4th of July because they're all too
No, I'm
hungover.
not saying do it on the 4th of July.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
simply saying the idea of, you could simplify it by simply having an event where it's not necessarily a competition, but then all of a sudden you're just able to light up your boat and everybody's celebrating it. Just as a simple
Yeah.
solution.
Well, I was thinking it would be, so we could do that, just light up the lake that way and just everybody parade around the lake with lights.
Yeah. Because judging would be awkward on a lake.
Yeah, you'd have to identify which boat is
And
which.
how do you announce the winners, on a lake and things like that? I mean,
Because
just,
how do you know what boat's coming up unless they're in a specific
Well,
order?
because they're going to pre-register their boat, right?
You could throw a sheet over the side with a number on it to say this is boat
See
number
it in the
7.
dark.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You see that in the dark?
Something like that. I
Something
don't know.
that, not cardboard.
I mean,
but-
it's not going to be 1 o'clock in the morning. You'd be taking off probably at 9:30 or 10.
I just didn't know if you could
Yeah, I
see.
mean, I don't think it'll be that dark where you can't identify a boat coming
They're
by.
going to be all lit up. And the boats will be all lit up.
Yeah,
So
I don't know. Not there yet. But food for thought, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you don't have to pay entry fee. Because I was thinking maybe you'd have a $20 entry fee, and then you would have money for the prizes and for food and photographer and stuff like that. But if you just did show up,
Did you win it? I
and
don't
it
know.
wouldn't be a contest, it would just be,
a celebration. A celebration.
After Tiki Night.
Well, yeah, Tiki Night's a totally different.
yeah, that's why I
It's a
didn't
whole
want to
beast.
have it anywhere
No, I
close to
didn't know if
Tiki
people would light
Night.
up their boats just to light up their boats. Would you like, if you
People light up-
weren't,
People decorate their houses for Halloween before we have the contest and everything else. so just
yeah, but I don't
decorating-
know how many people decorate their boats.
It's an excuse to do it, kind of thing, and some people, that's might be the only motivation some people need,
Yeah.
is just an excuse to do it.
Okay, enough of that.
Pending business, is there anything new with the Veterans Memorial?
Went out there a couple weeks ago, cleaned it up, pulled a bunch of weeds, looks good. We don't have a meeting currently scheduled, probably September, but yeah.
Anything new at Amenia Park?
Dave is actually talking with a company that's going to be doing the installation of the playground about putting in some stuff there, the swings, moving the smaller play structure. So he's had some preliminary conversations with them about that.
Is there anything, we sort of talked about Clara Miller, do you want to add anything?
Scheduled, right now, it looks like schedule starts September 9th due to their current schedule. It just made more sense to push it out to after the corn roast. So yeah, we won't have to deal with anything for our stuff. And then, yeah, they should be able to get it all done, give or take 6 weeks. Total time between everything, including putting it on the surface and all that. So at least now we're kind of getting there.
You want to add anything about the tennis courts, pickleball? I mean,
Sure. Fencing was ordered. We approved it last Wednesday. We also approved the company to surface it. Goddard Coatings, I think it was, that we went with. Yep. And so they will be putting, but they want the fencing up before they do the surfacing because they said their experiences when people bring in the fencing, they take it and they unroll it on the new surface and scratch it up. So instead they said, put up the fencing, we can deal with it. So that new fencing around the blacktop, which will no longer be a blacktop, will be put up first by Novi Fence, and then they will come out, and that will probably be in September as well, to do the surfacing of both the blacktop and then the tennis courts. And they will be putting in pickleball nets and posts, this company. So that was thrown in, that was part of the contract for a really good price. So,
Try to get it all done in September, more or less?
yeah, that's the goal, that's the hope. So unfortunately, it means not a huge window to enjoy all this new stuff before the winter hits, but it'll be done, it'll be in, and for at least a little bit of time, we'll get to test it all out, see how it does.
Pickleball ended well in November, so yeah.
And if it's a mild winter, hey, play as much as you want.
Going to host a grand opening, so ribbon cutting and inviting the village to come
Doubt
play.
it. I doubt it, but that's just me in my view of things. I mean, for the playground, probably. We'll probably do something like that. I mean, it would have been perfect if we could have done it kind of at the corn roast.
Sure.
But I would think maybe for the playground, because that is a grant dynamic as well. So you do want to.
so Mark with like a costume, and he's going to cut them.
I have a costume in Parks and Rec stories.
Cody can do that for us.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that was everything on the courts.
Okay.
And of
BMX,
course, tennis is being repaired this week, so.
they didn't have to remove the fencing for that?
No, they don't. Their stuff, they have, the doors are, that's wide enough for what they need for their equipment to get through there. Because it's not like they have to bring in the big equipment. Because as we saw, I don't know if you guys saw it the last Tuesdays in the park, HG Starter did put down the extra asphalt to expand the pickleball courts. So that was done.
The status on the BMX track, is there anything that's changed? I know the dirt.
It needs to be surveyed and staked. That should be done in the next 30 days. And Russo Excavating will be the company that goes out and does it. And it shouldn't be too long once they get going.
They're
And
going to be using all the milling.
If you've been there, you notice there's a lot of material.
Yeah, what is that for the track?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
so there's a couple piles of dirt that will go on first, and then it's just to be a cloth that goes down, and then the millings will go in, and that will
Okay.
be how it's structured. So, yeah, that's going along too.
Liaison reports. Planning.
Yeah, we did have a July meeting. Main thing we talked about is some updates to our sign ordinance language. And there's no August meeting, but our September meeting, we're scheduling a public hearing both for our sign ordinance language update and for our setbacks language. So we'll have 2 public hearings at our September meeting for some minor updates to those sets of ordinances. And that's the main thing we've been doing.
What's going on with the setbacks?
They just cleaned up the language a little bit, just to make it a little clearer what they mean, especially on the lakeside setbacks from the lake. To make it, the ordinance officer was having a real hard time a lot of times knowing whether something was compliant or not. So the setbacks themselves have not changed, it's just making the language more clear,
Okay.
basically.
I have a question, what's the difference in the sign ordinance? You're talking about like a sign, like business comes and puts a sign on your,
Yeah, we had some discussion both for permanent and temporary signs and the sizes that they can be and that kind of thing. So nothing dramatic's changed.
is there a limit to how long a sign can be, like a temporary sign, like from a business being in the yard?
No, other than, we did put in some limits on, for election-related signs, that
Yeah.
they're supposed to come down 15 days after the election.
Okay.
But other than that, the temporary signs,
Do you have, is there a ordinance for that? How long a temporary sign? What is it? Because I'd like to know.
I'd have to tell you, I don't know off the top of my head.
as I recall, Sabrina, there was no specific time limit on temporary signs.
So they could just, the sign can go in, they come the next day and give you a warning.
I got one like that.
I did too. That's why I was asking.
For getting a new software put in.
Oh, for like
Like a business, yeah, they asphalted our
promotion sign.
driveway, and they did it on Saturday. On Monday, we got a warning.
Yeah. I got it.
That's why I was wondering if there was specific language.
That's kind of
Said I
a,
had
There's-
X
there's-
amount of
it's- it's
days.
Yeah.
weird.
Because I
There's
thought it'd be at least a week.
There is something in there. I can't remember what it is. Of course, if it's in a right-of-way, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The right-of-way isn't a
well, I mean,
violation.
personally, I like seeing those signs because if I need something done and I see a sign like that, I'm like, oh, yeah, I got to do that.
But a lot of what they're,
Right?
a lot of what the planning
do.
commission's dealing with is a byproduct of a Supreme Court decision that pertained to political signs and content on them and things like that, that just made it all so much more complicated.
Yeah, and Commerce was seeing some
Yeah.
lawsuits related to the content of signs and things like that. So to get ahead of it a little bit, we updated our ordinance to hopefully keep us out of
But the
trouble.
village keeps, it must have a list of the ordinances, the rules.
Oh, yeah,
There's an ordinance
it's
book.
online, yeah.
Go online and look at it.
Yeah,
If you look
it's all
up,
there.
if you just type in like Wolverine Lake ordinances, it'll take you to the ordinance book. There's a link there, and then you can probably type in temporary signs or something like that, and it might actually take you there. I can actually look it up.
About a half hour later, you'll find it, trust
I
me.
do have it.
It's not anything quick.
I found it not that long ago. I can dig it up again and let you know what it is.
I was just curious, because I just thought it was odd.
It is always,
Days and
it's pretty common, that is a common issue.
For a long time.
So,
Yeah, I can see if it's up there for
See if
like
it pops up.
a month. But if it's up
also-
there for a week or something like that, I think it's helpful for
Yeah.
me.
And to give the business some
Yeah.
advertising.
Well, like,
Yeah.
like we saw it, and then I see some other people's signs who live in the village, and their sign's still there.
Well, what about Top Lawn? They got,
In my
Top Lawn
house.
puts their little sign in front of my house when they come and fertilize and do all that stuff.
Better have it out with it.
Right? They don't, I mean, I take it out right away because I don't want to see it.
So that's it for planning.
Okay. Council,
we received the 2024 Tiki Candle Financial Report. Each year, year after year, fewer candles are being sold, but they did sell pretty much nearly everything they bought. Only about 40 candles were left over. So, as usual, it was really nicely lit up, but a lot of folks are like me and buying permanent ones that they can just put out for whatever.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Tiki torches.
Which is great, yeah.
You know what? If their candles were better, I would buy the
They're
candles.
hard to get. That's the
But
problem.
those
Nobody makes
candles
them.
are not the greatest.
Nobody
I mean,
makes
the
them.
last time I got them, I mean,
You may have got them the bad year. There was a bad
yeah,
year.
it was awful. They didn't last
There
at
was
all.
a really bad
By
year
the time
for
I
them.
came back in from the boat, they were out.
To the point that they gave a slight refund or something like that.
Oh, I didn't get it.
But this was, no, to the village, I don't know. But it was something like that happened. Or maybe it was a discount the next year. I can't remember what. But there was a bad year. We approved some payments for the paving, for early paving projects. Discussed the ditch enclosure, which the Wolverine Drive is now open again. That is finishing up, hopefully soon, because it's gone on a little too long, way too long. And then hopefully, all that stuff will then get restored, all the landscaping and everything else. All the driveways will be repaved or concrete laid down if that's what they had. All that will get done as well, and it'll get cleaned up hopefully soon, and then we can be done with it. And hopefully the drainage will be better. As we've discussed, we went through all the stuff for the courts and everything else, for the park and the fencing and the cycle challenge area. We released budgeted funds for all of us. We did some general stuff, boring stuff, as I would call it. We approved the contracts for the fireworks for 25, 26, and 27 with Gen X Pyrotechnics upon recommendation from Onwards and Upwards. So those are in place, and we were to check for that last Thursday. So we're all good to go there, and we'll get 2024 pricing for the 2025 show. And then we did introduce and have the first reading of an ordinance regarding fishing without a license. Because currently, the only enforcement we have is by a state law, not village ordinance. So this will now give our village marine officers the ability to, when they issue, it gives a broader range of fines, and also any money that is collected would go to the village rather than to the state. It just gives them a little more flexibility in enforcement. And then, yeah. That was about it. We talked, taxes are due September 3rd, in case anybody hasn't paid them yet. If you think that income tax or property tax is something you accept and are willing to pay, it's up to you, I guess. But yeah, then we had a few members of public come in and all that, had some good conversations there, including our old friend Gabe. So,
Really?
Yeah.
What's he up to? What's he want?
He was just asking about the ditch enclosure stuff, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, it was a meeting with a lot of discussion, including, of course, the garbage. And I don't know if anybody, I don't know how anybody's went today.
Today they were
Today
there
was fine.
early for the garbage.
Mine got all picked up. All three of my things were picked up today.
Same.
Yep.
Is there anybody who didn't? I'm just
Yeah,
curious.
when I left, my recycle
My
was still.
recycling didn't get picked up until about 5.
Yeah, mine didn't still.
Yard
wasn't.
waste, I'm not even sure if my yard waste got picked up.
Okay, well, they work until 7 generally, so if it's, it's going to happen that it doesn't get picked up until late in the day. My garbage didn't get picked up till about 6:15, which that's
Well,
fine.
my
as long as
yard
it's picked up
waste,
the
we
day of.
had it in like 3-foot sections, so they
Yeah.
could just grab it,
Yeah.
and they took the stuff out of the trash bin,
Yeah.
but they left the other stuff sitting in the,
I don't know what to tell you.
I know, I'll qualify that.
Doesn't need to be bagged.
No, it can be bundled.
Depends.
Yeah.
Bundle, I didn't
Yeah.
know if it was
As long as it's like 3
Yeah,
feet
I
or
know.
less or something like that.
And they picked up my neighbor's, hers was like the same thing. They picked up hers, but, or Vicky's, they picked up Vicky's, and
Also, someone from Priority is supposed to be at the next council meeting on Wednesday, September 11th, if anybody would like to attend. I have
Will
a
that be
feeling-
published on Facebook?
I
I think a lot of people would like to know.
I have a feeling we need a bigger room. So that will be happening though, but it does look like this week was better than last week's, as last week's was
Yes, I
pathetic.
agree.
They didn't pick up some people's garbage till Thursday on last week, and that's
that was be me.
not.
Unacceptable.
I didn't get
So I did actually see a Priority truck, branded truck today, so I thought that was interesting.
So I know with like garbage, you can't have it out, so long. You have to pick up your trash before, after it's been, but as long as it's not been picked up, it can't be.
I don't really think we're going to be enforcing that too hard when we
Okay.
know what the
I didn't
situation
know.
is. I have not heard anybody say anything, but I think some
No, I
common
haven't,
sense
but I was just
would come
wondering.
into play that with the fact that we're not getting service. In fact, we are actually, funny enough, we are, or not funny, but somehow magically, we are technically getting better service than some other
Yeah.
of the 70 communities that have been affected by this. So, but yeah, it's unacceptable what's been going on. But supposedly they're making progress, and it seems like today they did, at least to some degree. And then the Commerce Culvert, where the water was going over and everything, that has not been scheduled yet, but it's supposed to be done before school starts.
Get out of
Which is, might be close, and should take 3 days. That water going over, it looks like it may have been the byproduct of Commerce has a lot of beavers and building a lot of dams, it turns out, and they suspect that was one of the issues, plus that they probably plugged up the culvert because it's already in bad shape. But we do have a massive problem with them building dams and creating a lot of issues with water flow and things like that.
Yeah, there's 4.5 inches of rain at one time.
Yeah,
I mean,
plus, if they barricaded things and created more directional water.
Because
it's
even
just gonna
I saw,
overrun
like,
everything.
over the road, it didn't even rain the day before. It was just.
Yeah, it was going on for over a week. I mean, where it was still there. So, yeah. And that was about everything.
Is that the same area where people were sliding on the ice?
No, they slide down Glengarry.
Okay.
Towards that
Okay,
section.
got it.
That's why that
Okay.
person hit the village sign
Yeah.
one time. Because that spot gets, I mean, it doesn't take much and that thing gets
Yeah.
slick as could be. So, yeah, that was, I believe, everything.
I didn't get any correspondence from Commerce Parks and Rec. Any comments from board members?
excited for the corn roast.
Yeah. All right, I'll motion we adjourn then.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Okay.